What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Whorton Outdoors. We're at the driveway again, doing more stuff from Openroad. Man, Openroad is coming through. So today we are going to be doing a video on the domestic instant gas water heater by Openroad. I've been wanting one of these for my setup for a long time. So this is going to come with a couple videos, actually. So I'm going to do a video right now of putting it together, showing it work and everything, which I'm curious about myself. I've not pulled it out of the box at all. I did cut the tape on the top just to kind of open it up, but I've not pulled it out of the box. I've not set it up. I don't know anything about it. We're going to figure it out together. But I say 2 videos because I want to mount this in an actual hard case, like on the side of my Jeep, like a Pelican case or an Apache case from Harbor Freight or something of the sort. And I want to mount it inside there, have it all self-contained. This actually comes with the 12-volt pump inside here so that you can pull the water out instead of having to pressurize it. So hopefully that works like it's supposed to. But with that being said, let's get right into this box. We're going to have it packaged pretty nice. We've got the manual here, which the way I understand it, by looking at some other videos of people doing this, these directions are junk. We'll formulate our own opinions. It talks about permanent mounting this thing. It talks about drywall screws and stuff like that in here, which is probably going to be nothing that we need. So that's probably legit information that I was watching. Okay, so on this side here, we have the gas line to be able to hook to our propane. Here looks like we have the 12-volt pump and the material that we need to make this thing work. So we have a cigarette lighter plug. This pump is going to work off of a cigarette lighter plug. There's a barrel connector right there. Here is a fitting I'm sure we need, which we'll figure that out in a second. Here's another fitting I'm sure we need. And then it looks to me like it has an extension. So you can either have this much or that much, which is kind of cool. I'm glad that they have that. So that way you can put it wherever you want. And then we're going to plug it into the barrel connector here, and we're going to make it work. Now, if you wanted to just make this thing a hard mount, you could just pull these wire nuts off and hard mount it onto whatever you want to mount it on. So that's kind of cool to see that. I like that. But my envision is to mount this on the door of one of the Pelican boxes, mount this on the inside of that box to where it shuts right beside it, and have this all one self-contained unit. I can pick it up, put it in my Jeep, pick it up, put it in the trailer, and then I can be able to take it wherever I want to. Either way, there's our pump. And now this is going to be a heat deflector. So out the top of this is going to get hot. This sets up here in kind of this general area, and it deflects the heat out. The way I'm wanting to mount this, I don't think that I'll have to even have this thing on there. From a lot of videos that I've seen of some other like Camp Lux heaters and stuff like that. But that is a heat deflector so that it deflects the heat out, of course. All right, let's pull. Oh, well, let's look at this first. What do we got here? Okay. Here is a hose clamp here so that you can put it up wherever. We're not going to use this, though, because we're not doing it permanent mounted. This is not going to be used. This is so if you was mounting this at your house, on your patio, back deck, whatever, you know, and you wanted to put this up on a 4x4 post or the wall or whatever, so you can hold this and you can permanent mount it somewhere. But that doesn't make this a portable water heater now, does it? So we're not going to be using this. We're going to be using the actual shower room. We have a hose. I'm not sure. This is probably something to do with some of the water connections. We're going to figure that out together. Oh, that's a nice braided hose. I mean, look at that. That's a nice braided hose for our water connection, for our actual water faucet. And this is pretty much the same thing as you see right here that comes with the tanks. So it's pretty much the same thing. We're probably going to, like I said in the previous video with the 10-gallon water tank, is use a lot better shower that we already have, that we had bought for a really nice camper that we had, and we kept it. So I'm probably going to be using that for this setup, but this will be a good one to start with. But I really like that this is a nice braided hose, and it's very pliable. I like that a lot. Okay, let's dig on in here. We have some fittings. We have this hose fitting. I think this is the quick connect. I think. Yep, this is the quick connect, just like what is in the tank there. And we have a few little wrenches here, fittings and things like that. A little bit of Teflon tape. A lot of these gas things right here, you want to use Teflon tape when you put this stuff together, but use the yellow kind. Don't use the regular stuff in the blue one, the regular wipe. Use the yellow Teflon type. That's what you need. Now let's get the actual heater out. So this is the actual heater itself. Now, I'm going to have to do some playing with this because, so it's got an actual winter use and a summer use, and I'm not really sure. It changes something in there, and I actually think that it's in winter use, it has 2 burners in here so that it heats the water really well, and in the summer, it only has 1 burner that works. So you can either turn on 1 burner inside there or 2 burners inside there. And that's the way I understand it. That may not be so. If you know, comment down below. But because it just says winter and summer, and another video I watched that was on a another name heater, it was the same 3 knobs. It was the same kind of situation, and they described how it was either a single burner or 2 burners, depending on if it's winter or summer. Summertime, you're not going to need as much heat to heat the water. All right, and then this is the fire control. This is how hot you want the fire, and this is the water control. This is how much water you want to push out, or how fast you want to get rid of the water in this tank. So we'll work on that. And you also have an indicator here on the temperature of the water that's coming out of the unit. Down here, we have an on-off switch right here, and we'll have to go in the house here and get some D batteries here shortly, because this right here is where you put your D batteries for the ignition of your propane. And the way I understand it is these things last a really stinking long time, just striking that. So don't think you're going to put two D batteries in here and they're going to just go like that. The way I understand it is they last a really long time. And then you have your water inlet right here. You have your water output right here from that's going to be hot water. And then you have your gas inlet right here. And as you can see, it's nice and labeled: gas inlet, water output, and water inlet right here. So this is going to be cool. So what we're going to end up doing is we'll have to set up the pump to pull water from the tank, and then push it into the inlet. And then we'll put this being the hose that we're going to be using coming from our outlet. And then we'll get our propane tank over here. So we're going to get this kind of hanging up over here, kind of the way we plan to use it. And then we'll start putting this together, and we'll bring you back here shortly when we get the propane tank and the D batteries and all those things that we need. Okay. After a lot of screaming and yelling, I finally got this figured out. I think I've not turned it on yet, but as you can see, we do have cold water. Okay. And this pump is rather strong. Now, okay, I would recommend redoing these fittings. I would recommend getting new fittings. So right now I have this going into the quick connect, which is this is the hose coming from your actual shower nozzle. So I got the normal way you're gonna hook it into your tank, coming off up to where it would have your original nozzle on here, your shower head on here, going into the side of the tank, which these right here are not the best. As you can see, it's leaking a little bit. Now I might be able to take and put a hose clamp on here and stop that. Maybe push it up a little farther. Maybe push up a little farther, put a hose clamp and maybe stop that. But for now, for this test, we're going to go ahead and rock with it. So you got in and out. So we got it coming from the tank in to the pump, coming out of the pump, and these right here are not that hard to put on. Basically, this right here is pressure fitting. So this comes without an end on it. It's just a tube. You have to take this off, pull the red cap off that's on the end, and then take this and then push it through the hole of this cap, and then push it on to the piece that's underneath there. And then when you tighten it up, it's supposed to pressure fit this and make it tight, if that makes sense. I would recommend, like I said, either cutting this zip tie off, pulling it up, get you some hose clamps. It is leaking a little bit. We're leaking just a tad bit right there. I honestly don't have this stuff much more than hand tight, but I don't want to. I want to be able to take this off, and I want to be able to put it back on. So keep you a pair of pliers with you and all that. I've got it plugged into my power station right here. It does have an on and off switch for your pump. I could turn it off, pump is off. Turn the switch on, now the pump is on. And it's also on demand. So it'll kick on whenever it detects water flow. Now, right here is where you put your batteries. I already have the batteries under there. I already have them in there. It's really simple. It tells you positive, negative, and all. It's got these little clips under here that hold the battery in, so you can change them with them on here. You don't have to worry about them, falling out on you. Okay, I have the hot water where it's going to come out. Right here, I'm going to take a shower with this. It's coming out of this point right here. You want this this metal braided line on this side because this is where the hot water is going to come out. Right here, this little adapter here, they send you some Teflon tape. Put your Teflon tape on this one that connects to the actual heater. This portion right here, you don't have to have Teflon tape because it's designed to come on and off. This is designed to come on and off, and this is designed to come on and off. Okay, so now here's your winter setting. Here's your summer setting. Put it on winter, and I'm not real sure exactly what that does. Time will tell in testing and all this, but I'm going to be getting some different fittings, and I'm going to make this a little bit more permanent, a little bit more, watertight, so we're not having as many drips and leaks and stuff like that. We're going to keep this on the winter time. Let's put the fire, let's just make it hot. Let's make that sucker hot, and then the flow all the way up. Now, we're going to turn this on. This right here tells it to ignite whenever I start to flow water, and we're going to turn on the propane. Propane is on. All right. So now I should be able to start flowing, and it should be able to kick on and tell me the temperature. Let's see if it kicks the propane on. And it did. It turned it on. We have heat coming right here. I feel the heat. 84 degrees, 93 degrees, 99 degrees, 102. Woo! Yep, that's definitely a hot shower. Right now we're at 115 degrees. Now, if you're my wife, I don't know if it'll get that hot for you. But right now we're at 120 degrees. And again, you can switch all this and make different, if you want to conserve water, that's a little bit of you can smell the propane burning. Nice hot. Woohoo! Now, this is with the flow up. You can make that even harder by turning the flow of the water down. So I'm going to turn the flow down. Now we're going up to 126. Let's go back to a good shower. Oh yeah. Woohoo, son. Look at that heat. Look at the steam coming off of it. You want to feel it? So you can turn the water flow down. And what that's going to do is it's going to kick up. It's going to let the water get a lot hotter. Woo, yes, it does. There's 130. Now, let's say we want to take it down to a more Marvin style shower. I think maybe we
Down to a gallon.
There's probably not enough flow left. Well, oh, I turned it off. I just turned the button off and I didn't even realize it. So watch that. It doesn't take it long to get warm though. Let's go back down here. Let's say I want to conserve water. Oh yeah, that's good. That's 115 degrees. That's pretty nice. Man, I like that. Now you probably want to turn this off. Let yourself, wash off and all that stuff so you're conserving a little bit of water, and then on demand, there you go. Takes just a second for it to get back up to your temperature. And there you are. All right, let's turn it off. Kick this thing off right here. Awesome. We have a hot shower. And then I'm just going to go ahead and turn the pump off. There we go. All right. And that concludes our shower. Now, let me tell you, you're probably going to get frustrated when you take this thing out of the box and you start looking at it, because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't have the stuff to make this thing work. I need to go buy this stuff and buy that, which I'm still probably going to, because I want to make it to where I can fit it in a small box. I want to fit everything in a small box. But again, this short hose comes with it. This hose comes with it. This hose comes with it. And then this comes with it. The pump comes with it. And these two ends right here comes with it. Just remember, hook up your quick connect to your tank. Hook up your hose just like you're going to. You just want to put the end where the shower actual nozzle goes into this. These plastic things are not very user friendly. It's just, they don't really thread that well. So just be careful with it. And then come out the other side and straight into your tank. And there we are. That concludes that. I'm going to put this up. I'm not sure exactly how I want to store it yet because I don't have a box. That's how I want to store it. But either way, that is it. I can't think of anything else I can say about this thing other than keep your calm and you can figure it out, because I felt like throwing it for just a little bit. Anyways, if you got any questions about it, go ahead and hit me up in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'll try to show you. If I have to come back out here and set it up and take some pictures for you to be able to get it to set up, then we'll do that. Other than that, go ahead and check the description down below. You'll see discount codes for any of my other affiliates that I have. Also, my 10% discount for Openroad, I'll flash up in the screen over here. And we're done. We'll see you on the next one. We still got stuff to install. I'll go ahead and tell you, we're going to have a shower awning we're going to mount right here. And we have a 12,000 pound Panther series, I think is what it is, Openroad winch that we're going to be adding to the Jeep, getting the 10,000 pound off and going with the 12,000. And we have also that we're going to be doing is not from Openroad, but I just got sponsored not too long ago from a company called Etaker. And I have a DC to DC charger to hook to my alternator and hook to the batteries in the back, so I never have to worry about power again when I go out. Just crank the vehicle up. And they also sent me a foldable panel, 200-watt solar panel to go with it. So that's coming up in the future, so be looking for that. But until then, I'm going to get out of here. I've did a lot of videoing today. Either ways, we'll see you on the next one. Get off the couch. Don't be a couch potato. Have a good one.